1989 Fleer Baseball is considered a classic set within the hobby because of a few of its errors and variants. Today, they're still making different cards based around the famous Billy Ripken FF card. But what I will tell you is that particular card is not the most expensive in this set. So today we're going to be covering the top 25 most expensive cards as well as a few honorable mentions. Let's jump right into it. Before we jump into the top cards, let's go over some facts about the set. 660 different cards. Teams in the set are in order based on how they performed in 1988, and within teams, the players are in alphabetical order. I find this kind of interesting in comparison to today, where it's somewhat random, although Topps does place, card number 1 and specific other numbers. There's also a ton of error cards in this set, but most aren't worth a ton. For example, there's a Jeff Treadaway wrong image. It's not even worth putting in here to the top 25. The rankings for this video are going to be based off of a mixture of 9 and 10 prices with a more emphasis focused on 10s. So let's jump right into it. So up first we have Cal Ripken Jr. number 617. PSA 10 pop 175, 10 goes for about 25 bucks, a 9 sells for $12. You're going to see a lot of Ripkens a little bit later, but not necessarily Cal. Barry Bonds card 202. This is a PSA 10 pop of 278. 10s go for about 30 bucks. A 9 sells for about $5. So pretty big difference between the 9 and 10 here. Dale Murphy, card number 596. PSA 10 pop of only 59. 10 goes for about 30 bucks with the 9 selling for about 8. Ozzie Smith, card number 463. PSA 10 pop of 73. PSA 10 goes for about 30 bucks with the 9 selling for 8. Mike Schmidt, card number 582, a PSA 10 pop of 155. PSA 10 price goes for about $30 with the 9 selling for about 10. Randy Johnson, card number 381. We're going to go over a few different Randy Johnson variants within this video. This is the most common version with the ad that is blacked out, so you can't see it in the background. PSA 10 pop on this card is 1,647 with the 10 going for about 30 bucks with the 9 selling for about 10. Kirby Puckett, card number 124. PSA 10 pop of 60. The 10s go for about 35 bucks with the 9s selling for about $7. We have Tony Gwynn, card number 305 with PSA 10 pop of 119. PSA 10 sells for about 35 bucks with the 9 selling for about 8. Mark McGuire, card number 17. PSA 10 pop on this is 139 with a 10 selling for about $35 and a 9 selling for 8. Craig Biggio, card number 353. PSA 10 pop on this is 994. PSA 10 price is 35 bucks with a 9 selling for about $10. Bo Jackson, card number 285. The PSA 10 pop on this is 278 with a 10 selling for about 35 bucks, a 9 selling for about 10. We have Don Mattingly, card number 258. The PSA 10 pop on this is 196. PSA 10 price sells for about 35 bucks with the 9 selling for about 10. Ricky Henderson, card number 254. The PSA 10 on this is 168 with a 10 selling for about 35 bucks, a 9 selling for about 12. Ryan Sandberg, card number 437. The PSA 10 pop on this is 93 with a 10 going for about 35 bucks and a 9 selling for about 15. Darryl Strawberry, card number 49, pop 10 for 54. PSA 10 is $40. PSA 9 is 8. Kind of surprised me how much the Strawberry 10 goes for in comparison to some of the other names on this list so far, but you see the pop, it's quite low compared to some other Hall of Famers. Strawberry not being a Hall of Famer, but a huge name within this decade. Now, before we jump into our top 10, let's go through a few honorable mentions that just missed the cut for the top 25. Up first, Greg Maddux, PSA 10 pop of only 87 with a 10 selling for about 20 bucks and a 9 selling for 7. Wade Boggs, PSA 10 pop of 54. It sells for about 20 bucks with the 9 selling for $10. Gary Sheffield, card number 196, his rookie card over here. PSA 10 pop 813 with the 10 selling for about 20 bucks, 9 selling for 10. We have Roger Clemens, card number 85, PSA 10 pop 127 with the 10 selling for about 25 bucks and a 9 for $7. George Brett, card number 277, PSA 10 pop 107, 10 price 25 bucks, 9 goes for $8. And lastly, we have John Smoltz, PSA 10 pop of 1,480, PSA 10 sells for 25 bucks, and the 9 sells for 10. Now let's jump onto our top 10, which I find a lot more interesting in the set than some of the other cards we flew by. So starting off on our top 10, we have Nolan Ryan 368. Nolan Ryan collectors pay up for his 10s. This is a pop of 647. The classic Astros multicolor jersey. I wish they still had those. PSA 10 is $60 with the 9 selling for about 15. Up next, we have Bill Ripken 616. This has the black box at the bottom of the bat. The PSA 10 pop on this is $1,112. The PSA 10 price is $100. The 9 sells for about $25. There's a few other variants we'll check out in a few minutes based around this card. It's super, super popular. We have the Ken Griffey Jr. rookie card from the set, card number 548. Tons of these that are out there. 5,647. The 10s fetch about $150 with the 9s selling for about $25. We have Randy Johnson. This is the partial ad. So you can see a little bit of the ad here in the background. The PSA 10 pop is $302 with the 10 selling for about $150 and 9 selling for $30. We have the Billy Ripken 616. This is the scribble variant. You can see the scribble right over here. PSA 10 pop is $277 with the 10 selling for about $300. The 9 selling for about $75. We have a Jeff Treadway 173 with the target here at the very top on this side. I think you can see that right over there. PSA 10 pop is only $4. Now, here's the interesting part. The PSA 10 sold for $480, but that's all the way back in 2020. So I don't know what it would go for today, especially with the pop being very low. PSA 9 has sold for $120. We have the Billy Ripken, the famous FF card. That's a PSA 10 pop of $2,820. $650 for the PSA 10 price, with the PSA 9 selling for $150. Randy Johnson 381 with the ad. So you can see the third variant of this card with the ad in general. Clear as day in the background. PSA 10 pop is quite low at $110. The PSA 10 price sells for $1,200 with the 9 selling for $125. Personally, I think this card has a lot more value. To me, again, this is my personal opinion, than the Billy Ripken FF. I understand the placement in the hobby on the FF, but I think this is just as important of kind of like an error or a variant. And there's a lot less of these out there, comparative, right? You have 2,820, you have 110. Much tougher to find this Randy Johnson with the ad. Anyways, let's keep moving forward. We have the whiteout version of Ripken over here. Now, there's only 16 of these out there. The PSA 10 price sold for $4,000 with the 9 selling for $1,500. Before doing research on this video, I had no idea that this was rarer than the FF. I thought there was a lot less FF cards out there, but this one sells for quite a bit of money. Up next, we have another one, and this is the white scribble, which is even more expensive because this has a PSA 10 pop of 14. The 10 sells for $4,915 with the 9 selling for about $800. And again, just a slight variance, right? You can see the bat is all whited out versus there a scribble here on the knob. But again, two cards that are much scarcer than the FF. So if you do find these out in the wild and someone has them priced wrong, grab them right away. Anyways, that is it for this video. Thanks guys for checking it out. If you want to see more expensive cards and other Junk Wax era sets, I have a playlist right here on the channel, so make sure to check that out. There's a lot of effort that I put into these videos. Make sure to subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you in another video.